But what I had understood for myself was the first chance I got, the next movie that I was going to get to work on, I would ask if I could work in the cutting room. I'd make tea, anything, I don't care, I didn't care. There was a Swedish-Irish co-production of Frankenstein. I talked to the director and he'd seen Barry Lyndon. He said, I think you'd work well as Frankenstein. And so I said, great. I said, I was wondering if at the end of it, I could work in the cutting room, just get to know that process. And I said, you don't have to pay me or anything. And he said, sure, if you really want to.
Let me tell you about myself.
I started a whole period where I worked in the cutting room till the whole thing was assembled and mixed and released. And so I did that, and I let Stanley know that's what I'd done. I kind of started off very slowly. He sent me a book, which was called The Shining, and there was a little note on the front. He wrote, read this book. And it was like, well, if Stanley says I gotta read it, I gotta read it. The phone rang, I picked it up, and the voice on the other end said, did you read it? What do you think? I said, it could be a really exciting project. He said to me, how would you like to go to America and find a little boy to play Danny? And yeah, how would I like to go to America to find a little boy to play Danny? And I actually just said no to every offer of an acting job, Mission accomplished is how I saw it.
I think I was rather amazed that he stopped acting because I thought he was essentially a good actor and wanted to be an actor and enjoyed it.
It's a paradox, isn't it? He was at the height of his career and he decides not to carry on acting. I was dumbfounded, and he suddenly go the other side of the camera, something I could never see myself doing.
I had been there now 16 months. So as soon as they said I could go home, I fled, thinking they'd probably try to call me back. So I fled. But apparently they had some kind of connection.
Why would someone like Leon Vitali, who was an actor, he had his life, he had his work, put all that on hold for another individual? And I think because you recognize in that individual something that you don't see in 90% of the human race.